Hey guys, welcome back to Out of Order. Today, we're going to take it all the way back to where this all began. When Rocco was little, his family was living in Pittsburgh. His dad had 2 job offers, one from New York and one for Charlotte. The New York job required a white button-down shirt every single day, but the job in Charlotte would allow him to wear a colored shirt. He really just wanted to wear blue instead of white, so he chose Charlotte. He grew up there and met some of the same friends that he has today. They did have to move away at one point for another job, but eventually ended up back in Charlotte in 1986. Now, years before we ever met, something else had already been set in motion. When I was 3, my parents sold our house to a family who had a daughter named Cindy. Years later, we ended up meeting and becoming friends in junior high. The next year, she transferred to a different school, and around that same time, my mom decided she wanted me to go there as well. So here we were, back at the same school together. This just happened to be where Rocco's friends also were. He didn't attend there, but stopped by one afternoon for a basketball game. I hadn't planned on staying that day either, but Cindy begged me not to leave her alone. She had a huge crush on one of Rocco's friends and didn't want to stay by herself. So he showed up because of his friends, and I stayed because of my friend, and neither of us knew the other even existed. So here we were sitting on the bleachers when the door opened, and there he stood. The second I saw him, I leaned over to my friend and said, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to marry him." I didn't know who he was, what his name was, why he was there, or anything about him. I just knew something was different. At the time, it was just another afternoon after school. Nothing about it felt life-changing, but now I realize every single one of those little details had to happen exactly the way they did for us to even be in the gym at the same time. A simple choice between a white shirt and a blue one, a house sold years earlier, 2 transfers that lined up at the same time, one random basketball game after school. Individually, none of those things seemed that important, but together they were everything. I truly believe God was quietly lining up every one of those details long before we ever knew each other, just to place us in the exact same gym on the exact same day. Because even if one of those small things had been different, we would have never met at all.
Hey, sweets. I like your cup.
What does your shirt say?
It says, pull up a chair.
Stay a while.
Stay a while. Reminds me of that hotel. We'll leave the lights on for you.
In our sleeve.
Love you back, Sweets and Rocco. I think we should talk about really
Where it all began.
how it started. Do you remember when you met me?
Mm-hmm.
Where were you the first day you met me?
That was January 1980.
January
It was
1985.
after Christmas break.
Let's get back to Christmas.
Yes. And
That's
I was with
behind the scenes.
bestie Cindy, and she was in love with your friend. She begged me to stay for a basketball game, and I had never stayed for any game. I was sitting on the bleachers, and literally it was like,
This is so dramatic for junior high.
oh, true, Dad. Also, I had the letters that proved that friend and I said these things back before.
Yeah, everybody had a high school sweetheart or something like that.
Not many of them had middle school.
And then stuck around to see how it continues to go 40 some years later.
I was 14 and you were 15.
Yeah.
When we met.
Yeah.
And so I'm on the bleachers with my friends and me and all your little friends. And I turn to the left. It feels like this is what happened. And this guy walks in and he does like this. I looked at my friend Cindy and I was like, oh my God.
Nerd alert. Nerd alert.
I said to her, I have no idea who that is, but I'm marrying him. And then you decide to be his friend and getting sat down. I don't really remember after that. I remember after the game was over. I remember talking to you. I don't remember not talking to you. I just remember you coming in and you tried to take me home with your dad. No way. My mom killed me.
I just remember seeing you and I thought, oh my God, she is so beautiful. I was not one that was dating girls at that time. I just thought you girls still had cooties.
So what do you remember about it?
That this was a school that I never attended, but I would have if my family didn't move. I missed that entire time. All the friends of mine that I grew up playing from a little kid from T-ball and that they all went to that school.
And I wasn't supposed to go.
I was excited to go see my buddies, and I haven't seen a lot of them in a long time. Just moved back from Texas. Mm-hmm. I was excited.
You lived in Charlotte and moved away when to move to Texas. What year?
The end of 6th grade. All my buddies and hey, there's a game. And I thought, just come to the game. And I walked in and the first thing I did, honestly, was see you. Oh, wow. I didn't see girls growing up as, oh, I wanted to hang out because I knew girls weren't that good at basketballs. Over the years, I learned that girls are a little bit more important. To me, you're my only girl. So, yeah. And I can tell you this for years and years. Remember when I saw you, my whole body just changed. I left the gym, went into the bathroom, and I threw up. And I know that sounds funny.
Great.
I truly feel like that God said, here you go. This is your girl. You might not know it yet. You don't even know how to kiss yet. You don't even know anything yet, but that's going to be your girl for the rest of your life. But I walked in there and saw you right there. And I didn't even meet you yet. I didn't say hi to you. I just saw you.
I don't even remember. I mean, we had to have talked or something because I remember after the game being outside waiting for my mom and you were waiting for your dad and your dad pulled up and you're like, we could just take you home. And I was like, no, my mom will be here soon. And I don't know how we ended up talking in the game. What we had my phone number. So like we talked, we wrote it on our hand.
Yeah, and you did.
And I don't remember how it went from that. Only thing I remember is from there and you come to church and going on like rafting trips or whatever. And I don't remember the in between.
I can tell you that in between, it was you and your friend calling my house 40 times a day. When the phone rang, it rang the whole house. You had your kitchen phone. Yeah, and that was the other thing. So my mom was on the phone trying to schedule a tennis match. All of a sudden, hold on a second. It's probably Kristen.
No, it was my friend calling because I didn't know. I was too scared.
We went from talking at the basketball game. And
the long story is I wasn't even supposed to be at that school either. Like, I was supposed to go to JT Williams, which is a school way across town. And so I had my mom, long story short, had me switch to this school. And so I hadn't been there that long. But my friend that I was friends with at the time, like, we had a history. She went to JT Williams with me too. She like moved in my house when I was 3 years old. We were destined to be friends.
Yeah.
So I had just started going to this school. And so I didn't really even know anybody. So I didn't even really know your friends. And that was when you wrote that section for it. You folded it where it was like all folded neatly. Like, there's still folded.
Yeah.
I have your shirt still. It's like this big. It was a collar, like a polo, but not polo. It's like from the same
animals, Sears.
It was literally like this big. It was white with stripes, like pastel stripes. And you have braces. I thought, oh my God, he's like the most handsome man I've ever seen.
Yeah, but we're talking kids. But I know for me,
it felt like you were an adult. You got your license like soon after.
Yeah, not long after that.
I don't remember between then and then all of a sudden, like we were going on the rafting trip. I don't remember that time.
We were standing outside and
your dad got there like right.
Yeah, my dad got there and I was like, I didn't want to leave you there. I felt like I had to be your knight in shining armor with my dad driving the horse.
Oh, let's go.
The silver horse. I'm like, hey, come on, So I said, hey, Dad, can we give this person, what's your name again? I'll ride home. I knew at that time I liked you. And you were like, oh, my mom's going to come.
Yeah, I was scared.
So I was like,
I was thinking stranger danger.
But I remember we did exchange numbers and we called and talked to each other. And I think we talked and, hi, how you doing?
But we went like going together.
Yeah, we couldn't date. I didn't ask you to date me. I was actually wondering, can she catch a football? Can she dribble a basketball? Those are the things that were
I was the worst one for that.
It was something about that day that when I saw you, I just had this weird feeling.
I should have gone to your high school when it was time for me to go to high school, but I had to go back to the high school that my neighborhood was going to. So we didn't even go to the same high school together, but all of my friends went to your high school.
After meeting you that first time and talking on the phone, I think you asked me to come over, have dinner with your family. Almost, hey, come on over and play. We're going to play Monopoly or something.
That's not what I wanted.
I know you didn't want to.
I already was like,
you wanted to jump my bones.
I wanted to kiss you.
You wanted to kiss me. And I'm like, the only thing I've even kissed so far is my grandma's, my mom, and my pillow.
You made it sound like you had a lot of girlfriends.
I didn't make it sound like that.
And what's funny, because we ended up having a child, you told me that you got somebody pregnant while you were in Texas.
Yeah, I did.
And
I grew up with boys in my family. And I grew up just playing sports. And it was a competitive thing. And girls can't play basketball or like you can, even though I have a daughter that's a way better basketball player than I am. Because at that time I was 16. I was a grown man. At least I thought I was. Those stories, those lies was because I thought if I told you that, you would understand that I take my time, slow down. Because I'm like,
you told it to me and was like, here's why I don't.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I got a girl pregnant.
Yeah.
So I need to be like.
Yeah, I got a girl pregnant. That's,
so that's
far-fetched.
I didn't know that for a long time. That was not true.
Like decades into marriage.
Maybe a couple years. Okay. So I remember asking you to come whitewater rafting. But I don't remember in between then there because we didn't start dating until after that. So I remember like I kind of would talk to you and I started getting frustrated because you acted like you didn't like me and then it would vice versa.
I was scared to death of you.
Well, so I invited you on this rafting trip.
Yes.
And I remember there.
Which I thought was going to be really cool. Hey, we'll go rafting. I didn't know that you were trying to make out with me.
okay, here's what's going to happen. I'll kiss him here. He'll kiss me. He'll ask me to go with him. He's going to be my boyfriend. None of that happens. Like, we went rafting and you literally just hung out with your friends on the bus. And I'm like, so I was ticked off. I was like, you know what? I don't like him anymore. And so I told my friend, when we get home, you're going to call and tell him I don't like him anymore.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if we talked or whatever. I just remember you came over to my house.
Just to give a little bit of backstory, I remember we were walking home from our school in Texas, and it was me and my buddies, and we were always, and somebody had a ball, basketball, baseball, we're always throwing it. And there was a girl that was with us, and it was the guy's girlfriend. And next thing I know, they started kissing. I mean, they were kissing like this, like that. And I just remember saying to myself, I looked at him going, what the heck are you two doing?
Ew.
And it wasn't new to me. It's not like I didn't see like my parents kiss or
Did you see your parents French kiss?
No. And I just remember walking and I was like in this, oh my God.
Were you embarrassed?
I was embarrassed because I felt like if he's doing that and we're the same age, maybe I should be doing that. I wanted a girlfriend. I did. I was 15. It's
14.
I know that. I know. You were like, let's go. But I was 15. I'm like, listen, slow down. I would tell people, oh yeah, I would believe that. I got married when I was like in Texas.
I don't remember if my friend told you on the phone she doesn't like you anymore and you were going to come over. I think that's what happened.
I got my driver's license. I was working at a local pizza shop. So
Pizza, etc.
I was working there. I remember I would come over and I would bring a pizza for your mom and dad or whatever it might have been.
I remember my friend called you or you called her, however, and she's like, she doesn't like you anymore. She wants to break up.
Yes.
Or she doesn't even want to go out anymore. And you're like, oh my God, I was going to ask her if she wants to be my girlfriend. And I told her, tell him, too bad, too late. And you came over. I remember you coming around the corner in that orange car and I could hear the radio and I thought, I was on the porch with the rock and I'm thinking, oh my God, he's such a geek. I was sick of it.
I am a geek.
I was so not liking you that day. I don't like you anymore. Take this rock. Goodbye.
We did see each other at your house. And I think I started going to church with you a little bit. And so we were hanging out more and more. That was my world at that time. And so when you gave me here's a rock, sucker, I went back to work and I was hurt. Because I was like, wait a minute, I liked you. You're beautiful.
How did you look at me versus all these other girls? Because there were other girls that liked you.
Okay, so if it's time to learn how to kiss a girl.
Somewhere in between out there, we finally because you liked me, I didn't like you, I liked you, you were like, I don't whatever. And so it's July 14th, as I kept the calendar. And it just recently threw them away. And I would write down, me and Brad saw. Brad kissed me today. Oh, I like him more. Oh, Brad didn't come to church with me.
When you called me and said, I'm babysitting for these kids, we were dating, but we were dating in my mind. Listen, I felt like I had a briefcase, I had my suit and tie on, I was going to work, I was coming home. I felt like that's it. This is life. But in your mind, it was like, when is he going to kiss me?
I'm calling and going, I get to babysit. And the parents basically said, when I get there, the kid has to go to bed right away. So you should come over.
So I remember, I thought, oh, no big deal. I'll just come on over. I didn't know that I was coming into the spider's web.
All I remember is
when I was in high school, I took French. Once I got to the house you were babysitting, I started looking at your eyes and I thought, she means business. And I don't know how to play that type of business.
And you probably had popcorn or whatever you had.
Doritos,
in your phrases. I didn't care. We went on the deck.
And I just remember you started asking me these questions. Where's your family from? And
stupid.
Just anything that had to do with the word French. You should have just kissed me because I didn't know what the heck I was going to do.
I thought you didn't want to kiss me. But you told me you'd already got a girl pregnant and all these things. So I'm thinking, why won't he kiss me?
Because I wanted you to think that I was such a pro that if we're going to do anything, let's just go straight to getting pregnant. Although I was like, now how do you do that?
I don't even think you still kissed me, though.
No, I didn't kiss you.
Yeah, I was pissed.
I know you were. Can we replay all this? Because what I really want to say is I was just playing hard to get. I knew all those things. So let's race the tape.
Such a pro.
I was such a pro. I just felt like you were still too young, but you weren't ready yet.
I was young. I was 13 when I met you. You won't beat that. Oh, we've been together so long, whatever. And there are days where you get on my nerves. But I still think you home to me. When we dated, it just seemed like the only time my parents would let me in the car with you is if you came to church. So you came to church with me a lot.
Yeah.
We went to Pizza Hut or something. She let me stay in the car, go to the car with you or whatever. And you were in an argument. You came and picked me up and we went to Taco Bell and we pulled in And right in front of us, literally, we pulled into my mom was right there. And I just remember sliding down. I think I fell into the floorboard. And just we got home. We never talked about it until after we were married. She knew everything. I don't know how she knew. Like, it wasn't like we had cell phones or she couldn't read anything. My mom just knew.
All moms know.
They do. You didn't even become a mom. It's an immediate.
Well, about your kids, it's almost like radar.
Talking about that. Like, she knew it doesn't matter what I did. She knew what I did.
Yeah. You remember when we first kissed?
No, I don't remember it. Where were you?
After all of that, where?
In the car.
No, it wasn't even in the car.
Where was it?
We'll be back after these messages.
Well, I really don't remember our first kiss. Where was it?
We went for a walk, and I was determined. I said, I am going to put my lips against your lips. I'm going to kiss you. I was ready. I was so nervous. I can't believe I didn't throw up then. I just remember looking at you and saying, I really like you a lot. I'm really, yeah, like this. Remember, in my mind, I was like, oh my God, I did it. I am a man.
I probably might have still French kiss you.
You probably did. I was like, wait a minute, why are you sticking your tongue in my mouth? But I just remember, I just left like this. I got in the car, I cranked on Def Leppard, I drove out like this, and I was all excited. I'm in now. I am now officially the boyfriend.
I could not.
Yeah. And yeah, so then it was like, I would come over and go, I'd say hi to your parents. We'd turn the corner. You grabbed me and started kissing me.
Okay. We went from all that. A whole lot of stuff happened. We would like get in a fight. We'd break up, get back together, break up, get back together.
Who doesn't do that?
No, you know that. Just a lot of stupid things. And then
well, probably more on your part than mine. I'm sure I did nothing. Nothing. But we started doing more and more together. We started hanging out more, kissing, French kissing. So now Rocco is I'm a pro. So I wanted to go back to Houston and tell all those girls, I'm ready now. Look what you're missing out on. They would all probably go.
So there was a lot of, in the middle of all that, there were two situations where other girls liked you and you entertained it. And I'm thinking, like, I knew what you're doing. And you were like, how do you know about this? Like, I got my mom's Spidey
senses.
Yeah. There was one where at this point, I couldn't drive. So I didn't have any way to get anywhere. None of my friends drove. They were of age. And I remember you told me, I can't come over tonight because I'm going to go out with whoever from Pizza Etc. that you worked with. And I knew immediately, I'm like, he's lying. And a few minutes later, one of my friends that was from you, because remember, all my friends from that middle school, junior high, whatever, went to your high school. So one of them called me and said,
my sister's cousin's friend, best buddy from another mother, said,
she's like, my sister said there's a girl that likes Brad. And I think is going over to see her. I'm like, right now? And she's like, yes. I was like, tell me her name. And at the time, we didn't have internet. So like, I had to call the phone book or however to get her phone number. And I found it.
We're sitting in class, not paying attention. And somebody was like, hey, there's a girl out there. She's trying to get your attention. To me, I was like shocked. Really? Somebody wants to talk to me? So when I went out in the hallway.
She heard that you had kissed people.
Yeah, I was a world champion French kisser. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Is my French kissing skills getting around to other people? And they just want to have a little bit of this. And so I was really intrigued. And next thing I know, that same day, this girl says, hey, why don't you come over to my house? And part of me was like, oh my God, I got a French kiss somebody else. But I was so intrigued. So I remember my buddy at work at the pizza shop was saying, hey, we should go out there. So we ended up going out there. I know her parents were home, and I don't know, it was just weird until it was actually her mom that says, hey, Brad, there's somebody on the phone for you. I was actually sitting in the living room talking with her dad. And I go to answer the phone, and as soon as I picked up, I went, hello? And all I hear was, and this is the phone with the cords. This isn't modern day phones. What are you doing over there? And I just remember going, you want pepperoni on that too? Just because, and everybody's looking at me, and I'm like, you better get out of there now. Oh yeah, And I was like, okay, I better go. You better get out of there. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you no matter what. I hung up and I just went, I better go. I can tell you this. I know.
You didn't know about me. And I was like, you don't even know about me. See, you haven't even told anybody that you're a girlfriend. So I was pissed off that here you are in this high school and that no one knew about me. So I'm like, oh, they're about to know about me. All right.
It's all like Donkey Kong. So that's when I thought to myself, If she can figure that out, she can figure out.
And I did figure it.
And everybody knew that. Everybody, my parents knew it. My brothers knew it.
Great.
But everybody knew, I don't care what you do. All my friends were like, oh, Chris don't know.
I don't know how I would know things. Like, I just knew how you thought.
Girlfriend intuition, something like that.
I don't know. And honestly, I do. I feel like I have that with my kids too.
Yeah. You have it with everybody.
No, I don't have it, but I do have it with,
You don't have it with me anymore.
I wish I didn't. But I mean, there is just so many times over our life that I can think about that it happened specifically with my mom or with our girls. Like, I remember one time with one of our kids, and literally they're in the next room, and I look at you and I'm like, so-and-so's this was about to happen. And you're just like, what are you talking about? And literally that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I wish you would figure out, like, oh my gosh, I know the winning lottery numbers or something. If you could do that, then maybe I could do a whole thing on teaching people how to French kiss.
So anyway, fast forward through all of that, and we break up, get back together.
No.
So it's the summertime.
We both were very lucky to grow up as kids. Met you at the junior high. I didn't meet you down at Coyote Joe's, hanging out. I didn't meet
go to Coyote Joe's. We had a 3-year-old.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
At the end of the day, growing up, I think the beauty of our relationship is that we both came with some pretty cool parents that instilled some amazing things in us. And
I think it's crazy because I feel like we came from such different families, but what we brought to the table is almost like what we needed from the other side. Like what I didn't get at home, not in a negative way. It was just, we just were different families.
Absolutely.
And learning things from your mom. Like I would have never learned just how to keep the house, or there's so many things that your mom has taught me that she doesn't even realize that she's taught me that I never learned from my mom. And I don't think that my mom didn't not teach me. I don't think my mom knew a lot of it either. Like we were just different. I feel like we were like the hillbillies. And
you were.
Yeah.
No, I'm teasing.
No, we weren't.
By the time we were finishing up the 80s, we were mom to dad. There was no.
I went to East Mall.
I went to East Mall.
All around Regency movie theater. Yeah. And then we ended up starting into the school year.
Like, why did we break up?
I don't remember why, honestly. I don't remember. I would have done anything to see you. Like, anything. I didn't care if I didn't get in trouble or not. But I remember when you graduated high school, this was before you broke up.
Yeah.
You graduated, and I remember my friend Jennifer, I called her and I'm like, look, Brad is at the beach with all his friends. I really want to go see him. Well, let's drive down there. And I'm thinking, my mom is not going to let me go to the beach, but much less go see Brad. When you drive, I told my mom that we were going to Carowinds.
Your mom did.
Oh, she knew. I was like, we're going to go to Carowinds and I'll spend the night at Jennifer's. And so we drove to the beach and I surprised you and spent the last night with you at the beach or whatever. And when I think back,
separate rooms.
That was the best night of my entire life. It's so much fun.
It did. I remember Myrtle Beach at that time was actually fun and safe, and we went and got the t-shirts made.
And I made you get it.
And Kristen made me get a license plate that says Brad loves Kristen.
It was airbrush.
It was airbrush.
Because I went to a different high school, so I basically had to meet all new friends. And they were all cheerleaders for letter girls. And so none of them liked my brethren. And so they were like, oh, you should try out for letter girl. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm the most unathletic person you'll ever meet. Too lefty. I'm not coordinated. I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to cheer. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. And so I know I would have never made it.
Yeah.
And so I remember they posted who made it, and I had made it. And I'm like, oh,
the heck am I going to do that?
It scared me today. There was an argument like, oh my God, I made it. And then I'm like, oh my God, I made it.
Real quick, this is a very interesting how everything that I think everybody does is things happen in life that you're really not ready for, don't want to do, and something else happens. So how did you get out of being a letter girl?
I got pregnant.
Oh, hello.
But what's funny is, okay, so I remember,
I'm not going to be a letter girl. I don't think I can do this. What?
No.
Get me pregnant.
Then I had my appendix bursted, or almost burst, and I had to go have surgery. And so all of that happened, and I was pregnant, and I didn't know it. I ended up going downtown to watch the Thanksgiving parade, and I was so sick. I just did not feel good. And I just thought, because I just had surgery, we just kept saying it was because of that or whatever. I don't remember telling you. I just remember I was telling your dad, and I remember telling my parents.
the roses that you held the night of our prom at your mom and dad's house that felt like a baby ended up not long after that, or finding out that we are going to have a baby. I think I'm going to French kiss you tonight. Maybe we should do a practice. I love you. A little French kiss for the group. Love you. Bye.